We have a very special guest with us today, Violet Rainwater. She's going to bring some beautiful energy to today's presentation for you guys. We got some really cool tips for you. Without further ado, we are here and I'm going to bring our special guest on stage in the spotlight. Violet, take it away. Tell us about what we got today.
Hello. Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to be here. I love talking about video and all the ways that we can use it to grow our book of business and make a greater impact with our customers, our peers, our partners. So today I'm going to be sharing 5 of my favorite ways to use video. And I've even got some examples for you. We're going to be talking about why using video in these specific ways is a great way to elevate you above the noise, differentiate, really make a more memorable experience for your prospects. And I find that in the crowded workplace of today, that's really what we need to do. We need to find ways that we can connect on a deeper level among all the noise that is out there. And I'm certain that all of you know what I mean. You know, if you just connect with someone on LinkedIn, right away, you get a generic 5-paragraph essay, and it's usually about, hey, we can get you leads, high quality leads. There's nothing personal to that. There's nothing high touch to that. And I really believe the new world of sales is about high touch and connection. So I'm super excited to be here. Thank you for having me. And I'm excited to dive in.
Violet, I think you got some slides that sort of help us follow along. A lot of our audience is visual and auditory learners. So the visual aids always help.
Thank you. Thank you. All right. I'm going to start with my screen. Here we go, guys. All right. Let me know if you can see 5 ways to use video to drive sales. Let's go. Let's start with the first one. This is my favorite. So this is the first meeting follow-up. This is great if you went to a networking event or if you had a one-on-one with a prospect, whether it was virtual or in person. If you really want to make a memorable experience and have the highest chances of continuing the conversation, creating a one-on-one meeting, or rather one-on-one video as a follow-up to that meeting, is a really great way. It's really going to give that visual reinforcement. Like, I find that sometimes if we just talk to someone on the phone, giving them a face to the name is also super powerful. And with video across, no matter how you use it, it really deepens the connection. I've been using video for 10 years now. I make videos all the time on social media, and I have people reach out to me and tell me they feel like they already know me, because through video, I can really showcase a side of my personality that we just can't showcase in a regular written email. Another thing is it's really engaging. The statistics show that consumers prefer video. Some of the stats that I've read recently is if you send like just a regular follow-up email in Word form, your prospect or client will retain 10% of it. But if you put that same information in a video, they're going to retain 95% of it. So that's 10xing, your communication efforts. And like I said, this is a great way to differentiate. Although more people are using video today, it's still really small compared to most sales professionals out there. I still see so many sales professionals that are afraid to use video, afraid to get on video, and that fear is keeping them from really being able to drive more business with less amount of effort.
100%. I couldn't agree with you more there. And like you mentioned, it is less than 5% of even the highest industries like real estate that is using video with any sort of regularity. So automotive sales and real estate is sort of the largest groups. And so outside of that, your competition is less than 1% of the people probably that you're going to be differentiating from. So this is a really important step. Violet, I want to just take the screen for a moment and just show people what this looks like visually. Yeah. So they can get their eyeballs on just how easy this can be. Here is just my Gmail, right, guys? So we had a meeting, and instead of coming in and typing this thing out, which should probably take longer than what I'm about to show you, instead of coming in, typing and typing, you could click the little button right here. Well, let me move my Zoom thing. The little Dubb button right there built into your Gmail, and record a video. And the type of video I'm just going to show you guys really quick. This one is nice because it creates a lot of that personal connection and shows that you did something just for them. This is anything but a automated or any generated response. So right here, we're going to open the webcam. And then this is actually a function of the Dubb app. Many of you guys will have seen this, and good. I hope that you're doing it in your business. But right here is a little whiteboard. And then there you can put somebody's name on it. So great meeting, Violet. And then that's how I'm going to start my video. Tap record, say, hey, Violet, it was such a great meeting we had. I just wanted to recap some of the information we discussed. So 1, 2, and 3, of course, I'm not going to list the things here, just an example. So hopefully there's some buttons below for you that you're going to be able to take advantage of, book a time, visit my site, check out the attached proposal. Would love to hear your thoughts from the rest of the team. Thanks again. And then we're done. So how much faster was that than typing out a thing? I mean, of course, I didn't say the full script. That would have taken just a little bit longer, but so much easier and far more personal and memorable than the same thing you would have done after having typed out those things. So that's actually what this strategy looks like. Just and the personalization and stuff was just an extra layer to make it look more fun. This GIF gets fantastic engagement, guys. It's way more interesting. This is what we're talking about. Differentiation is compared to the emails that in the rest of their inbox, particularly in LinkedIn, like Violet mentioned, the LinkedIn inbox is a sad world for most people. It's like pitch, 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 pitch. And it looks like the same messages. So this is how you guys are going to instantly break through that noise with something that took you probably less time than it did to type it up. So,
and also too, real quickly, you know, sometimes when you say sending video, it can be a total misconception. So it's like, oh, I send video, I send a YouTube link. No. But what's more engaging than a YouTube link than an animated GIF where that video can be a playlist video within that engaging GIF that Darius just showed. So people may think they're sending videos, but they're not sending videos like this.
I also find I call it conversational video. And I find it, for me anyway, it's easier to communicate verbally what I'm trying to say versus like trying to write an email and make it all proper and, you know, grammatically correct. Like English is my second language. So for me, I can speak much more effectively than trying to figure out if I wrote it correctly. And so I think it just takes that pressure off. I know that's not the case for everyone. And it also comes with practice. And so I want to share, when I first started making videos, I was so nervous to put every video out there. I mean, I would sometimes take 18 takes, but I have found that the more that I do it, it becomes second nature. So if you've tried it and it's been really hard for you, I just want to encourage you to stick with it because it does get easier.
Absolutely. And I was guilty, Ruben. We all were when we did our first, whatever, 100 videos. It's like, okay, it's time to do a video. I have to put on my very best outfit and I have to, okay, we're ready. And then I would put all this like pressure on yourself. And it's totally the opposite of what you should do because it's going to make it that much harder to record. And it's going to make the video less authentic even because this that's not you, right? You're relaxed and you're gonna be on the phone, you talk to your clients like you normally would, and that's who you are. And so you want to make sure that you're conveying that on videos. So don't put that extra pressure on yourself that says I have to now speak somehow differently than I would if I was just speaking to regular people. So make sure that you eliminate that pressure when you see yourself doing that and you're like, okay, that's the third take, that's the fourth take. Wait, is it okay that I said Yes. You say when you speak normally, that's fine. Yeah. So don't worry about those little tiny human mistakes that we might make during communication. I don't actually go delete those videos. I have 1,000 videos out there where I make little ums and blurps and oops and whatever. It's absolutely not a problem. And don't put it on yourself to be perfect. It's
yeah. And if anyone who's on, if you guys have used this strategy right here, follow up, let us know in the comments and let me know how it works for you. If you've ever tracked your closing rate or, you know, your rate of getting in a little bit further, because I guarantee you, I really find when I don't know someone and I send them a video, the chances of them opening it and watching it are not as high. But if I've met them and they're a little bit further in the sales process, I find it super helpful. And these things always change. A few years ago, one video on that first outreach, you know, could definitely land the deal. I mean, I myself closed a $240,000 contract by making one video and sending it cold on LinkedIn to a president of a company, you know, and that was like 3 or 4 years ago. So I don't know how effective that is today because again, LinkedIn is so bombarded with messages, but I do find if you can have a conversation with them, the follow-up videos are so effective.
Absolutely. Yeah, I agree with that as well, guys. There's, I mean, as a first touch point, LinkedIn is very difficult as it is. But if you can get past the gatekeeper, so to say, I actually get someone to look at your message. That's really the first hurdle. And video can be very effective there as well. It just definitely has gotten tougher on LinkedIn and email, right, guys? There's more businesses and entrepreneurs, more agents every year, every day. There's more competition, and so that's why we're really here, guys, to help you stand apart from that competition, to help you differentiate and sort of stay ahead of the crowd here. So,
Awesome.
all right, go ahead, Violet. Sorry, we a little tangent there, guys.
Oh,
but
no, that's
we're going to
okay.
do that here. We're going to expand on each one of these concepts that she's going to share, and we're going to make sure you guys fully understand it. So
This is one of my favorites, especially for insurance professionals, payroll providers, or anyone that has that annual meeting, or even if you meet more than annually, this is your annual review reminder. What I love about this is it really keeps you in front of your book of business. Especially when you've been in the business a long time and you have a large book, it's hard to remember to call all those clients and get them in. I mean, you have your warmer ones, your hotter, your VIP relationships, but the ones that you haven't talked to in a while, those are the ones that are more easily ready to go shop somewhere else if you don't have maintained that connection with them. And so this is a great way. I love this strategy as like a one-to-many. You can create one annual review reminder video, and then you can send it every time it's time for someone to have their review. And so this gives them a direct call to action. What I love to do with Dubb is not only make the video and let them know, hey, it's that time again, we got to look over all your accounts, but to also give them a link to my calendar below. Imagine walking in on a Monday and having your calendar booked with client appointments. That's how easy Dubb makes it with that calendar link feature. They can right then and there in that video set up a call or set up their annual review to come in person or do it virtually. And it's just a great way to continue communicating with your prospects and offer that clear communication like, hey, this is how I communicate with you. If you set the stage like in the beginning of the relationship that you're going to communicate using video, then they're going to be looking forward to those videos, and they're going to be watching your videos because you've set the stage that this is how I like to communicate and stay in touch with my prospects and my clients. And then again, it's the efficiency. You make it one time, so it takes you a minute, and you can send 30 a month, 60 a month, depending on your book of business. Maybe it's 60 a year. I don't know what it is, but it's a great way to just have a template with this video clip and have the ability for them to sign up on your calendar just without you even being a part of it.
I love this one too. And guys, as I mentioned, I want to expand upon each of these strategies. So this annual reminder concept will definitely go beyond just annual, right? Like let's say you're in real estate, you should be sending like you just bought or sold a property with somebody 1 week, 1 month, 6 months, 1 year, and then 1 year every year for throughout thereafter. So this is what that means, guys, is regular scheduled follow-ups where you can make sure that you are not having to do this manually. So I want to show you guys what this looks like inside of Dubb, actually. So this is a little campaign right here. This is part of what Dubb can do, where you can schedule emails to go out ahead of time. So like right here, we have the annual reminder title. We're going to send it from our email. There's the video that I just recorded. And then as the last step here, or second to last, we can schedule this to go out, 1 year from now or 6 months from now. And then I can repeat this process 10 times, 20 times, right? Schedule different emails out so that I automatically have these annual 6-month reminders coming out without me having to memorize it manually. So this is what the technology part of that looks like. And we talked about this earlier where she mentioned when you record a video, Dubb's going to have your calendar, your phone number, your link, your website, whatever you need there placed automatically below it. So that way it's so clear for your business or your prospects, your clients, to take the action that you want them to. So that's really what Dubb is all about, is trying to make this whole thing easier for you so you can schedule it, record it once. Like she said, your stuff's already there. You're not rebuild, doing things like that. Set it up one time. And then it's a very rinsable and repeatable process where here, I'll actually show you this. I'll save that. And then I can just hit duplicate here. So there's my annual reminder, and I can just continue to duplicate that and change the recipient and change the date. And now all my annual or bi-monthly or whatever those are, reminders are scheduled out, and I can sleep easy knowing my business is taken care of. So this is what the technical part of it looks like inside of Dubb. There is, of course, automation, which is a little bit more advanced, but another tool you can use to schedule these email reminders out or follow-ups out automatically. But that's again the concept of using the technology on top of a very effective sales and business strategy, where you guys, because every business, we need to remain top of mind, right? If we're top of mind in a good way, we're providing value and insight, and they remember our face and energy and why they worked with us in the first place, then that's going to make them more likely to renew, more likely to continue to work with us, remember us, and then also maybe even refer us to their friends and family. So all professional services, even products, guys, staying top of mind is really critically important to building that flywheel in your business, where it's not like customer comes in, customer goes out, and then you're on to the next one. No, it's more like customer comes in, and now you have a customer giving you other customers, and then they come back in and repeat customer. That's really the connection that we want to make with our clientele. And it's all about building relationships. And in this virtual world that we live in, everyone's so busy, we don't have time to have coffees and handshakes and personal phone calls if we have, an established business. So video is one of those next best things to replicate yourself, get yourself out there for these things like annual meetings and reminders. So
yeah,
good.
it's also great labor. Oh, I'm sorry.
No,
I don't know if I
that's
interrupted anyone. It's a great labor saving cost. I've worked with a lot of insurance companies, financial service institutions, and I often see one of the agents or one of the assistants calling to schedule those review calls. And so think about how many hours they're spending, making those calls, and how effective are they? I don't really think they're that effective. I think this is a much more efficient strategy, and it's going to save you dollars as well, which is always a great thing for any business.
Awesome. Okay, go ahead, continue.
All righty.
Quiet here.
Let's see here. All right. So after annual reviews, this is another one of my favorite, proposal overview. I talk to so many people, and this is one of the biggest mistakes that I see in the sales process. So I'm a sales architect. I build sales systems and processes to make sure that every lead you get or every opportunity you have, you don't leave any money on the table. And one of the things I often see is after an amazing call, the proposal just gets sent. Like, here you go, here's the proposal. And the hard thing about that is anytime you're talking about a money exchange, it's an intimate conversation, and just sending it to them and putting it in their inbox, you don't know when they're going to open it. You don't know what page they're stuck on. Your enthusiasm can't transfer over. And so I find if you can't get on a call and do a proposal call with them, which would be my first choice, creating a video for the proposal overview. And that way you're going over the proposal with them. You do a screen share, and I'm sure Darius will share this with you in just a moment, but you go over all of the deliverables and you put your enthusiasm, your excitement, your passion in the video, because energy gets translated. So when they watch it, they're going to feel that energy. They can't feel your energy in just a regular proposal document. And I believe energy is everything when it comes to closing business. So this really just is a nice personal touch. It just shows that that's the quality of service that you give. You roll out that red carpet from the beginning. And it's also a great way if your proposals are a little bit more complex, instead of just giving it to the person and maybe they then have to take it to all of their team members. They're not going to remember everything you said. So creating a video where you're explaining these complex concepts is also a great way to get it in front of the right people and make sure that no information was missed. And this is just a great way, engagement boost. You can also track, like a lot of times you can track, oh, there they are. They're watching my video again. Here they are looking at the proposal again. And with the proposal overview, you can list again a call to action. So the next steps. What are the next steps in this process? Hey, if you have any questions, schedule a call below, or hey, if you're ready to sign, click on the link, or add in whatever it is for yours. But this is just a great way to add that red carpet service to every single opportunity. So it really depends. How much is each client worth to you? If it's like 30 cents, then, maybe not. But if it's hundreds and thousands and tens of thousands of dollars, I really think this is the way to go when you're delivering proposals.
I love that one, and I in fact teach everyone that I train that has a proposal process to do exactly this. So, guys, in our live trainings, by the way, if anyone is new sort of to the mix here, we do host live trainings every single weekday at 10 a.m. Pacific, where we can dive into any one of these strategies more deeply and more specifically to your business applications. So, Ina, if you want to put the link to the chat in there for that live training, because I'm going to show you guys something now, but I don't want it to go like, ooh, that was a lot. So don't worry. If you'd like more information on what I'm going to show you, you can rejoin these trainings any weekday. So what I have here is a sample invoice, a sample proposal. This is the form of a Google Sheet. So this can actually be anything, though. It can be a PowerPoint, a Canvas slide, a Google Sheet, anything that you want in whatever format of proposal you have. So what I have here is this example. And what I'm going to do is click this little button. And now I'm going to record a video of myself actually breaking down this proposal for them. So I press record, select my screen, and then it gives me a little countdown. And now I can say, hey guys, I just want to take a moment and actually break down this proposal for you. So the first thing I want to show you is the due date was actually about 23 years ago. So we're very late. The other thing I want to show you is that there is an adjustment of $100. So there's two items we discussed. Both of those are here. So a total of $500. So doesn't make sense really, but that's it. So hopefully you guys have everything you need there. Anyways, that's the example there, guys. And this is just one of the methods. That is the Chrome extension, which is a screen recorder. And this concept, I just want to expand on it a little bit. If you don't have an official proposal stage in your business, there is probably an opportunity where you're pitching somebody or you're following up from a meeting like we discussed. They didn't respond or something, where the idea is you're going to showcase something visual about the opportunity. It doesn't have to be, here's the dollar amount, sign now. It can say, hey, I wanted to show you something visual about the product or service that you're going to potentially be purchasing. So while the proposal is definitely a phase that you should be using this, it doesn't have to be necessarily tied to that. You guys might have other use cases or applications in your business where it makes sense to show something visually, like I just did. Maybe it's a feature, a benefit, a dashboard of the service that you have. So lots and lots of applications of where you guys can send that over as part of a proposal, right? It's saying, hey, this is potentially what you might get, just not necessarily tied to a dollar amount like I described there. So good. All right.
And I like to even combine Dubb with another software when it comes to proposals, and that's Proposify, because they create beautiful templates. And then I just do a screen share and I go through my 9-page proposal. They make it look so fancy. You know, the contract is in the back. So putting these two technologies together is just such a great way, especially if you're looking to bring up your prices. You really have to, I believe, you know, you are your price, like your brand is your price. And so if you're looking to bring up those prices, really increasing the perceived value of everything from the beginning. And so when you start using templates for your proposals and videos, it just really elevates your brand as a whole, I find. And so, you know, that's just another idea. And if you guys have tried this, if any of you have already used video for proposals, you know, let us know in the comments, or if you have any questions, please make sure, you know, to ask as well.
Absolutely. We actually put the link for Proposify there in the chat. I love that strategy. You want to elevate yourself, because that's what we're talking about here, guys, is differentiating, elevating yourself above what everyone else's sales and marketing voice looks like, right? We have first impressions and then second impressions, and we want to make sure that those are a premium, so that people appear, and when they see our efforts and they see, wow, this is definitely above and beyond what the alternative is. And we just showed you guys we can do that in like 30 seconds, 1 minute, right? 2 minutes. It doesn't have to be something that takes so long to do. So from their end, it looks very impressive, but from our end, it's very manageable and doable. So
yeah, we have a question in the chat. I'm going to just read it to make sure I understand. Reaching out to real estate investors, no substitute for face-to-face. I agree, but video second best. Are there any recommendations for video length for pitching real estate opportunities? I think for video length, like my rule of thumb is 60 to 90 seconds. And the shorter I find, the better, because people just don't have that kind of time. And it really depends, if you are a speaker and you're pitching yourself and there's a clip of you speaking, then maybe you go a little bit longer. But from just a professional services environment, I really think 60 to 90 seconds, you can do a really good job. That's me personally. What do you guys think? Darius, Rob, I'd love to know your thoughts.
Right. I absolutely agree with that length. Less than 2 minutes. And for a reason is that here's my theory. Everyone is being very accustomed to social media, right? And every video there is very bite-sized, like typically 2 minutes or less. Instagram, YouTube Shorts, and there's a reason why they're investing in those platforms. And so as a sort of zeitgeist of our personalities, people's attention spans are shrinking and people want things instantly. And so in these types of videos, it's not your job to try to completely sell them on an idea. That's what the meetings are for. That's what the next steps are for. The idea in these video messages is to get their attention, to break through the noise and to say, well, this is something I want to know more about. So in that 60 to 90 seconds to maybe not even 2 minutes, it should be the most interesting thing, the biggest potential, the why they want to speak with you. Like, what is the best, highest possible outcome that they can achieve from taking this next step with you? That's what that 60 to 90 seconds should be about. You don't want to say, well, we can do this and we can do that, and this is all the things, and here's how we're great. That's not the point of these types of messages. It's to say, I'm going to take this much of your time because I know you're busy, and I'm going to tell you the best possible outcome. Here's what's actually happening with clients like yourself. So essentially, right, in your guys' own words, but you want to be straight to the point, concise, with the home runs, as I like to call them. It's like if you watch sports reels, it's just the home runs they show in the highlights. And that's what you want in these types of videos. Not all the meat and potatoes. That's where the meetings and the sales process comes in. So great question, Pete.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
I also like to think of these videos as the ultimate sales enablement tool. So it's not going to close the business for you, but it's going to enable the sales process for you. It's going to elevate it. I've been in sales since I got in 1998. Like, we didn't have any of this. Like, we didn't, we had a phone and that was about it. We had pay phones. I was in outside sales. It was in a whole different world. And the things that I had to do to have systems and processes, like, I laugh at it now, but with the technology that we have today, it's so easy to drive sales and move the needle if you just utilize the latest digital technology. And Dubb is like the one-stop shop. It's the only place you can send one email and everything is there. Your call to action, your assets, your testimonials, your marketing video, everything is there. I wish I had that when I was in production. That's why I'm so excited about video and the future of business. This is the future. So whether you jump in today or you wait, you're going to have to figure it out eventually, or you're going to be left out in the dust. This is just the future. Every year, more and more people are wanting to consume video as the primary way for them to receive information.
That's absolutely true. And you guys, this isn't, you can Google this information. It's widely available. Video consumption is increasing rapidly, even over the last couple of years. It's like YouTube was the catalyst a while back, but then TikToks, it's just growing. So, ride the wave, guys. Don't catch it after it's passed us by. So good. We got a couple more.
All right. Yes. Let's get moving. All right. So after proposal, sponsorship. This is a great one. I have seen so many sponsorship templates and they all are they sound so boring and they're so dull. And I love getting sponsorship requests on a video because, again, when you're asking someone to sponsor your business, you're asking for money. Money is a more intimate conversation. And so we have to connect deeper. It can't just be this high level connection, very shallow. I always say the deeper the connection, the greater the conversion. And so if you can really appeal to the person that's deciding whether they're going to sponsor you or not, and use those emotional appeals. It was Aristotle that defined the 3 modes of persuasion. And when we're talking about sales, that's all we're talking about is persuasion. How do we get someone that's not our customer to become our customer? And one of those modes is pathos. And I find this works so well with sponsorship, which is emotional appeal. So if you are asking for sponsorship dollars that are going to go to a great cause, it's so much easier to communicate that and express the emotional aspect of it in a video versus just putting it on words. And again, back to that same statistic, they're only going to retain 10% of it. So it really allows you to tell a story, especially with sponsorship. Maybe it's, this is what your dollars did last year. Here's a story of a family that it benefited. And maybe even adding some video of the family or whatever it is, whatever your sponsorship request is. And it really just demonstrates the value to them of working with you and sponsoring your organization. And I love it because of the interactive elements within Dubb as a whole. Again, you can ask that you can have a button to sponsor or to schedule a call or just basically continue the conversation.
I have very recent and a lot of applications of this. Dubb actually, we work with a lot of nonprofits, and this is exactly the story that the thing that they use, because they are collecting sponsorships potentially. And for them, they're using exactly that, where they're telling a story, they're making an emotional connection, they're thanking donors, or they're collecting donations from their existing donor base. But it's a very similar approach as well. So if you guys are doing any work, like if you're in real estate and mortgage, it's a fantastic way to connect to your community. Insurance as well. Like if you guys become part of a charity as well, you can use that as part of your networking applications. I've seen some real estate and sort of involved with churches as well. Very powerful way to connect to the community through charity events. And then you can have that part of your stack as well, where you have a donate button on your videos, like a part of your message. So it's a fantastic way to connect to your community as well. If you guys are looking for ways to network, become part of a charity event and contribute. So good.
Yep.
Was that number 4 or 5?
That was 4. I
Okay.
have more, but I just wanted to piggyback on what you said regarding the sponsorship. Oh, the other thing is what I love about the metrics is you can tell if it's been forwarded. I can often tell when I get a client long before they tell me yes, because if my message has been forwarded, if it's been opened 87 times,
Right.
that means it's been forwarded, And so with the sponsorship, you can see that email that you just sent was very effective or not, right? If they've watched it once and that was it, like maybe, fine tune what you're saying or try a different approach. But if you find that it's been opened again and again and again, then you know that you have a repeatable process that works. And that's all you're looking for in sales. You're just looking to create a system that converts. And so if you create this video and it works for sponsorship from one company, then you can try it again and again on other companies as well.
Yeah, the tracking part of this, guys, is applicable to each of the steps that we talked about today as well. Like the proposal, oh my goodness, when you're sending that proposal and you don't know if they're looking, clicking, watching on it, that would drive me crazy. You're like, I absolutely want to know, did they share the thing? Are they watching it? Did they even watch the proposal yet? Because if they didn't watch it, then you got some follow-up to do, some things to get on top of to make sure they see that proposal. So throughout each of these stages, guys, the tracking is very applicable, very useful. But it's one of those skills. It's a marketing tactic or a marketing technique where you learn how to use things like tracking to benefit yourself. Because once you understand, okay, I sent these messages, you can measure how effective was that, and then you can improve and then measure again. So it's a tool, the analytics, it's a tool for you guys in both sales and marketing that can help you sharpen your message and really just follow up more intelligently on individual deals. Like one of the worst things that happens is people ghost us, right? Like we have a meeting, something cool happens, and then all of a sudden they're unresponsive to an email. That's a perfect opportunity for a video. You say, hey, just want to do a quick video and provide a little update about XYZ, and you send it over, and then did they watch it? Did they open it? Did they click it? You'll know exactly where they are. And if you get crickets on the video, then you notice this person sort of went somewhere. Or if they watch the video, you at least know they have a pulse and they're still in the mix. So lots of effective ways to use the tracking to enhance your business. Okay.
Yep.
sorry.
Just
I was gonna say,
one other thing I want to add to that. I remember for my insurance professionals out there, I made the mistake one time of putting in that I was looking for medical insurance online. I thought it was for one company, but all of a sudden my phone was blowing up. I probably had 87 calls, 46 text messages. Guess how many videos I had of someone just saying, "Hey, Violet, wanted to give you a face to the name. I know you're being bombarded with calls right now, but I want to let you know I'm a real person and I'd be delighted to help you, so just reach out when you're ready." Zero. Zero. And that's what I was looking for because I was so overwhelmed. I didn't want to talk to anybody. They all sounded the same, like the same message on the phone, the same. And most of them were text messages. So, they would call, they didn't often leave voice messages, but I had so many text messages. And so again, it's just a great way to differentiate and rise above the noise. So let's take a look at the last one. This is a really fun one and it's kind of silly, but I like it. So it's for all your birthdays or holidays. Christmas is coming up, Thanksgiving is coming up. What if you and your team made one video wishing your customers a very happy holiday season? This is just a great touch to add. You can be dressed up in Santa hats or, just make it fun. Or if it's their birthday, for the birthday ones, you could do one-on-one, but I find that if you just make one, and I have some examples, we're going to take a look at some of the example videos I have here for you guys. But on the birthday, this is another one where you can do the one to many. So you can say something like, "We hear it's our favorite customer's birthday. Happy, happy birthday from our family to yours." Something like that. That's more general and make it special. Like, "Hey, our favorite customer's having a birthday." But then you can use it again and again and again. And this is just a great way to stay connected to your book of business, to your prospects, to your customers, and never miss a special occasion. And again, this is very memorable. It creates that emotional connection, especially here. I think you can make it silly. You can make it fun. And it gives them something that they can hold on to and they can keep. And it's very cost effective, instead of sending out that same Christmas card that you're going to be signing. Not that there's anything wrong with that. Again, consumers prefer to get information through video. So this is one of my most favorite ways of using video to work a book of business.
I love it, guys. And if anyone thinks it's silly, I encourage you to rethink that because it's absolutely a very powerful and effective way to stay top of mind and build and nurture those relationships with your book of business, with potential business, right? Guys, the birthday, the holiday, it's similar to the anniversary piece we mentioned earlier. But like she said, it's an opportunity to showcase yourself, to be human. Guys, I've actually had big companies come sign up for Dubb just for what she just described. They're like, "We have a holiday video. We want to send it to all of our people." And so major companies, individual real estate, mortgage, insurance, anything professional service where you're one-on-one. If you're not doing this, guys, then you are really missing out. You're leaving opportunity on the table, definitely. So I like what she said there too. You can make it even easy. You can schedule those things out, like I showed you earlier with the campaigns. It can potentially be recycled. I do encourage though, if you have a little story to share with them, maybe do a custom one. I mean, if you have a lot, then automation and recycling is awesome. But guys, that one is a very human touch. But that's the idea of what Dubb is all about, is being different from the regular emails and being human. One further thing is, if you guys are doing the Christmas card or the direct mail campaigns, you can add video there as well with the QR code integrations. So let me show you just really quick what that looks like, because we have had some really great success stories from some of our real estate agents that are doing direct mail campaigns and things like that. So right here, every video, guys, has a QR code. I can copy this and put it on any direct mail stuff I might be doing. And when they point their camera at this, when they receive the physical mail, it'll take them straight to your video page where your whole video plays, your buttons, book you, read your reviews, watch whatever you want them to see. And then it's going to get tracked as well. So normally when you send out mail, you have no idea unless someone calls you and say, "Hey, I got your mail. I want to talk." That's the only tracking you have. Now you actually get how many people pointed their camera at that piece of mail? How much did they watch? How many times? So the really effective application for direct mail or a complete replacement for it. So up to you guys how you'd like to use that one, but definitely something we should all be doing. Okay, guys, there is 5 seriously powerful use cases that probably each of us should be doing in our business, depending, like we don't actually collect birthdays at Dubb. I wish we did, so we could wish you guys birthdays. Maybe it's something we'll do in the future, but we try to keep our forms as short as we can. So it's something we should probably all be doing, the majority of us. And guys, any questions about these 5 topics? Any questions for Violet while she's here? And Violet, I would like you to share sort of your information, opportunities to connect with you. Guys, Violet is a tremendous resource, and she has a lot of value to share. And so I want you guys to be able to connect with her if you'd like to discuss further. And we have a few minutes here to answer any questions, talk about any of the use cases that we covered today. If anyone wants a refresher or a more detail on any one of those use cases or stuff that I showed there, it's a great chance to jump in now. And if you're shy or whatever, don't want to come on stage today, you guys can always come into the live trainings at a later date on any day, weekday, 10 a.m. Pacific.
Darius, I can also show the page and give an example of a few of those videos. Would you like
That's
me to
right.
do
Yes, go ahead.
that? Okay.
And then you guys can get your courage up if you want to ask a question here now. And then while she's doing this.
Hold on one second. Actually, let me get out of here for a moment. There we go.
And anyone for the recording, yes, it is available. It's also being streamed right now onto YouTube. So the stream will be there on our YouTube channel, as well as the recording at some future date in a couple days or so.
Okay, I need to be able to share the audio. So let me stop share again.
There you
and
go.
Share the audio.
That's such an awesome page. I love how you've added the Violet branding. It's so personal.
Thank you.
So cool.
Is it an advanced share? How do I share the audio again?
I think if you click share and then in the bottom
share
left,
sound.
yeah,
there it
you go.
is. Okay,
Yeah.
got it. Okay, so I'm just going to share a few of these with you guys. I even included one that we didn't talk about, but I wanted you to see because I actually think this is one of the most powerful, is testimonial videos. So one of my clients was Insurance Centers of America, and I went around to all of their agents and that love them and got testimonial videos to help their recruiters sell more agents. And it worked like a charm. So let me just share with you a couple of these. I believe this first one is the follow-up one, but I'm not 100% certain.
Hey, Mark, I just wanted to drop you a quick little video and let you know how excited I am to have made the connection. Thank you so much for your time. I'm really looking forward to connecting with you more and really getting to know about your business and how I could be a resource for you. You have a great day, and I'll chat with you soon.
So they really
Here's the testimonial.
Like if you're looking to really own your own business, which means you have your own marketing plan, your own marketing strategy, you want to grow your business the way you want to grow your business, ICA really lets you do that. Whereas when you work for any corporate company, they're going to have their own agenda and they're going to, want you to do things in a certain way. And ICA has really just leaves me alone. Unless I need something, they're there for me. But typically that's me reaching out to them, asking for some help of some sort.
Nice.
Then I think we got one more here.
I love how we're just playing straight through the showcase. So if this was a sales page or an opportunity, it'd be a similar experience for your audience.
I don't know why that third one's not
Hey,
playing.
Kimberly.
Oh, here we go.
Are doing well. Hey, I wanted to reach out because it is time for us to go over your account. I try to connect with my customers at least a few times a year, and I see that I have not had a chance to connect with you since April of last year. So I've included my calendar link right below to make it super easy for you to schedule a time that works for you. In the meeting, please bring any documents that you have any questions about, and I will be delighted to help you. You have a great day, and I look forward to connecting with you soon. Hey, Mark.
Oh,
I know you said you sent me that paperwork, but I'm having a really hard time locating it. Can you be a pal and send it back my way so I could finish this project for you? I'd be delighted to help you, but I'm just missing a few of the pieces that we need in order to complete this application. You have a great day, and if you have any questions, you can just reach me at the number below.
I swear, Violet, you're like such a pro. This action, we teach this all the time. Rob, I know he teaches it every day. I teach it because point below, guys, it's something subliminal, subconscious, whatever. They're far more likely to do the thing that you tell them to do. That's why when you watch infomercials, they repeat it 15, call now, call this number, call it right now, because people are going to do it at a higher rate, more likely to do so. So all the tips there, and you know, like, practice makes perfect. So obviously she's had a lot of practice, guys. So it's taken time to get that good. But no, that's as good as it's done there. So fantastic examples there, Violet. Thank you very much. That was
Yeah,
awesome.
it's a great example. Great energy, great delivery, great clarity, great personality, and then the very, very obvious click below to do that. That is the biggest thing.
Who doesn't want to work with that person, guys? And I can say, like, okay, not everyone is so bubbly or awesome, right? Like maybe our personalities were like, I'm tired. Okay, it's 4 p.m. and I don't want to do that. So right. But what I will say is it is an opportunity. It's a little window in time. Like if you pick up the phone, you don't usually answer, hey, what do you want? You can like, okay, I'm gonna smile or whatever. It's a client. So don't forget that piece, guys. I hate to say fake it or something because I don't want you guys, but if you're in a bad mood, maybe it's not the best time to record a video if you're really feeling in a bad mood. But I will say, don't forget to smile though, guys, because if you start your video like this and you just look like you're grumpy and angry, then people are like, that guy looks upset, looks bored, looks unhappy. Versus if you have just a half a smile, like, put some energy into it. People like to work with happy people and people that have energy. They want to be brought up, right? It's like a digital cup of coffee when you get hit with something like that. So
we had a chat. We had a chat about maybe adding the whole smile when you do the countdown for the recording in Dubb where it says 3, 2, 1, almost having a smile. Remember, smile, because a lot of the times when you see videos, think about it, the animated GIF, that's the invitation. That's what you want to click on. If you see someone that's miserable, you're not going to click on it. You're like, I don't know. So you definitely just constantly remind yourself, you got to do that.
Yeah. And I have a little tip that has really helped me get out of my head when I overthink it and I want it to be perfect. I just put like my consciousness in my heart. Like I just drop it in my heart and I go from my heart, and that just relaxes me. It calms me. It takes me out of trying to impress someone and just trying to bless them. And I find that shift is really an effective way to connect, especially in the crowded workplace. But one other tip I have for you, I used to cold call all the time. Like I was selling life insurance over the phone 15 years ago before anybody was selling it over the phone. And the reason I had such great success, and you can use this in video, is I would pretend in my head that the person I was calling was my biggest fan and they won an appointment with me and they were sitting by their phone waiting for me to call. And so I was so excited because I knew they were so excited. And so you can do the same thing with video. It's like you hype yourself up, get your energy up. Your energy is everything. Be excited. Imagine the person you're sending the video to, they're already working with you. Like you've already signed on the dotted line. And so get your energy up, get that gratitude up, and then make the video and just send it out. It doesn't have to be perfect. Just get it out and you'll get better with each time that you do it.
I think everything you've said I love today because it's true. I really do. We practice, we preach this literally every day, guys. And that little bit of energy that you can impart on someone can make a world of difference. You'll receive responses from those types of videos that you will never get from a plain text email. You can type this awesome email that would have taken you forever or chat GPT'd it or something. It's not going to elicit that same response that a video like what we're describing will. So the advice I usually say, I haven't used the fan and they're expecting me yet. I usually say, pretend that it's your best friend, your family member, your parent, your whatever, your brother, your sister that you like on the other side of the camera, because it sort of lets your guard down and you'd speak to them comfortably and normally and how you would normally behave and act. So That's usually what I say is use that. But I like what you said there as well, that they are looking forward to speaking to you. They're your fan, and they're like, oh my God, it's you. Even if they don't answer the phone that way, you can answer the phone. That's like,
Yeah.
hey, it's me. And they're like, oh, what do you want? So,
and when you're yourself, when you make these videos, that's the preview of what they're going to get. If you're someone other than yourself, that's not the correct preview. So being yourself. That's a great suggestion, Violet. I've never heard someone phrase it like that. That's really interesting. That's really good.
I'm always
Aurelie,
using my imagination.
Yeah, that's cool.
Love it. Yeah, Aurelie, I see your image in there. Exactly. Love that energy. Just like Violet's here. Absolutely what we encourage you guys to bring to the table. The only other thing I'd say, Aurelie, there is that little tip that I mentioned with this piece. It's always nice to get something personal when you can. I think that's a recycled video there potentially, but if you can, always add something personal to the thumbnail of the video, because then people will instantly see, hey, that's about me. Everyone's interested in a short video about themselves. So take that tip whenever applicable.
Thank
Yes.
you. I would. Certainly that video that I show you on the chat, it's a recyclable source that we have there, right?
Yeah, I could tell it from the title. It seems like a recyclable video. So
Definitely, I will suggest that to our attorneys, because our attorneys normally send a recap email after the consultations, right? So instead of sending a recap email, then they can just record a quick video with that tool that you show us earlier with
exactly.
With the phone and their names. That would be great.
That's a perfect, like we were talking earlier about complexity, right? Like a meeting with an attorney is typically something complex. That's why you are talking to the attorney in the first place. And so having them break down that conversation for you in a recap is going to be better for both parties. It's like they're speaking to the attorney all over again, and the attorney didn't have to sit there and type out this complex email and just got to speak from their mind. So better for both parties in that example.
Exactly. Thank you for that.
Yeah. Good. So she got some value, guys. All right. Anyone else has a tip here? Give us a one if you got at least one good strategy you guys are going to start implementing, or if you've already been doing it. Give me a one here. I know that there's a couple pieces I want to go reteach. So good. Bill, Kurt, Aurelie, Pete. Good. I want to make sure you guys, the whole reason we host these trainings is to bring you guys the tips and the strategies that are working for others, that we know work for ourselves. But sometimes it's like, okay, we talk a lot, we teach a lot. Come listen to someone else that's been doing this and has had success in this for a while. So good, great. All right. As long as you guys got something good from this. Violet, were you able to share your link or anything here for us?
It would just be a link. So for anyone that would like to learn more or need sales systems, sales processes, help with your sales process, the best thing is just to email me, violet@therainmakersway.com. You can also check out my website, www.violetrainwater.com, and follow me on LinkedIn. I talk a lot about burnout in sales, but that's why I love Dubb, because when you streamline things, you really are able to alleviate burnout. So you'll see a lot of different messages on LinkedIn, very inspirational, and it's all geared towards sales professionals.
Love it. So those links are in the chat there, guys. Follow her on LinkedIn for some good inspiration. Guys, if we're active in LinkedIn, we always need someone to inspire us, and somebody, look, okay, someone's doing stuff regularly. Maybe I can take a page out of her book and do something similar. So give her a follow. And if you guys want to talk, her email is there as well.
I think Paul had a question. Yeah, Paul had a question.
Yeah, I've got a question. Thank you so much. And by the way, thanks for everything. I love the Dubb community. It's so absolutely generous. Question for you. You mentioned LinkedIn. I've been told by LinkedIn experts, which is basically anybody on LinkedIn, it appears, that if we're going to use a video on LinkedIn, it should be native to LinkedIn, meaning I think we upload it, versus inputting like the URL that we get from Dubb into our post. And it just struck me, and I'm sorry if this kind of goes off topic a little bit, but I'd love to know your insights.
Let me show you what that actually is referring to, because you're accurate in the sense that we're talking about potentially two different things. One is a message. And so for a message, there's a little button here that you can send a link to a video via a message. but your first thing there as a post, you are correct, sir. You should not ever post a link that takes people away from LinkedIn, because then LinkedIn won't show it to anybody. So what we actually recommend doing is, like, let's say you have a Dubb video, like the one I created here earlier. I would download that MP4 and then I would upload that as a native video as a post. And then in the comments of the post, that's where I would drop a link to my Dubb video. And in fact, I have a little video I'm going to share with you guys right now that's covering the posting to social, which is basically a longer explanation of what I just described there, where you upload the MP4, and then in the comments, you're putting a link to your Dubb video to actually capture the lead. So you have a form or a calendar or things connected there. So absolutely great question, Paul. And the LinkedIn experts in this case are actually accurate. You don't want to post a link as a post, because then LinkedIn, Facebook, they don't want to show it to anyone. So yes, but in messages, you are safe to send attachments and links and things there. So good. Great question, Paul. Okay, guys, any other good questions, bad questions? If you think your question's bad, just, it's okay. You can ask it still. No
I think
such thing.
Bill Curtis he wanted to add something.
Oh, hey, Bill. Oh, your mic is off. Your mic. There you go.
Violet, your presentation was great.
Oh, thank you.
I know these two guys and they're great also. So anyone that's here, I'll just say one of my experiences, because I've worked with both of them a lot, but Darius, we worked on the QR codes.
Yeah.
And I know if the people in real estate, I don't know how it works. I happen to be in insurance, I do infinite banking.
Yeah.
So, we go to trade shows, and I've even actually made banners just with the QR code.
Nice.
I even got to the point
Yeah.
where, because, we all have on our phones like these digital cards.
Yeah.
I just made a video, and, I can bring it up on my phone and say, here, just copy this.
Yeah.
And they get everything. They get, hey, thanks for coming by the booth. They can book a time. They can put in their information, which then I'll put them into a video email. But
Yeah.
the QR code really works good because, I do all those things.
Yeah.
Birthdays, anniversaries. And I used to do, it's great if you can do individual ones, but sometimes you can't.
Right.
And I like what Violet said about, I didn't think about doing it 6 months out,
Yeah.
but the longer you do it, the less you have to think of it, but I'll just say what I always say. Dubb will do what you want it to do. If you don't know how to do it, it's because you don't know how to do it yet.
Yeah.
Very rarely is there something you wanted to do that can't be done. And if that's the case, they'll make it for you. So that's just what I wanted to add. But these sales things are always great because Violet, you're right. LinkedIn, I always dread clicking, I get in my network. It's like, oh, one day in the morning, I won't tell you what I was doing, but I had 2 or 3 of them. So I clicked on each one of them to see who'd win, who I'd get the longest, the first. Literally, it's like minutes. It's probably 30 seconds. It's
Right.
like they want to help you. Hey, I want to help. Well, the best one ever was they wanted to help me. And then at the end, they said, what do you do? I can help you, but they didn't even know what, just read the profile.
Oh, that's awesome. So guys, Bill's been with us for a long time. And if any of you guys are started maybe to a position where Bill was, like, he was new to video. He wasn't doing videos before this, and it was a new skill to him. And through those trainings, through connecting with us, he's now talking about all the stuff you just heard him talking about with the QR codes and the booking links and all that stuff that was once a foreign language is now he's comfortable with it. He knows how to do these things on a regular basis. So testimonial, Bill, we appreciate you always, my friend.
Well, if you go to trade shows, everybody knows.
Right.
I have brochures that I bought years. I think I'm just going to trash them. I don't bring any. I bring QR codes. I put them on the table. They're on the banners. You want to know something? Just scan it, because people don't have cards in it. Hey, old guys like me, we can live in the past. Those days are gone. You can't sit and, as Violet, you call people don't pick up phones anymore.
Yeah.
So it's a waste of time. You're going to make 100 phone calls to get 98, no, they don't pick up, and one hang up.
Right.
I mean, it doesn't make sense. You've got to
use the technology, guys. Like we send a campaign, you get the tracking, and then you see who actually just watched my holiday video. These 10 people, I'm going to give those 10 people a call because they just saw my face, just watched my whole video, and they're going to be happy to hear from me. So use that tracking to your intelligence for things like that. Because yeah, guys, calling is tough these days. even your own clients, unless they, hey, okay, I recognize the name. Let me answer that call. So
Darius, can I just add one thing to Bill? Bill,
Sure.
what I find really works because I'm so old, I still love to call, but I combine it with the video. So what I'll do is I'll call and I'll say, hey, it's Violet. Hey, I just want to let you know I'm sending you a video via email. It's just going to have a little bit of information, but I wanted to give you a voice to the name here and just, say hello or something like that. But again, it's like those micro touches. And so when I call and send the email and put in the subject, just left you a voicemail, I find those two together, I get a higher increase rate in opens.
absolutely.
And I get more engagement. So I wouldn't say that calling is dead, maybe by itself, but I think again, if you combine it with video, it can be effective. So Bill, I'd love for you to try doing both just on a few and see how it goes for you, because I still think that, like chivalry lives, like there's something about picking up the phone and, giving a voice to the name.
Well, the thing, my weakness is I do not, in the past, yes, when I was selling fragrances and I was calling Walmart and all those big guys, you have to call them.
Yeah.
Today, everyone looks at their phone. If there's no name, they don't pick up. So really my weakness is if somebody wants what I have, they need to step out. And somebody works with me and they go, well, you really should call them. They took the first step. It's like, I want them to take a second step. So your idea, is good. I got to try there's always something that you're not doing that if you listen, somebody else knows. They've already learned. And that's why I keep coming when Darius or Rob do. I mean, how many times a week? Usually I go 2 or 3 times. I used to go every day.
Yep.
Lately, I've been busier and busier. I don't get there. But every time you go, you'll learn something. Absolutely. And sometimes you don't even have to pay attention because you already know it. But somebody is going to bring up something that you never heard before. And it's like, whoa, what are they talking about? And you just adapt it to what works for you.
Yeah.
Yep.
And if you can't reach them on phone, through LinkedIn, there's on the mobile feature, there's a voicemail note. And so you can leave a voice note saying, hey, I just sent you a video, just want to give you a voice to the name, let you know it's coming in case it goes to spam. So again, I think it's that personal touch, so even if they don't pick up, and you can tell on LinkedIn if they've received it or not. So again, it's not going to work 100% of the time, but I definitely think it elevates your whole brand as a whole.
Omni-channel, guys, is the term that I use a lot with that, where if you have their phone number, you have their email, you have their LinkedIn, why wouldn't you message them on all those channels and let them know, hey, I'm here. Here's some value I can provide here. Did you know this cool thing about LinkedIn? Like, you don't want to pester because then nobody wants to, open the email that says, hey, just following up. But if you're saying, here's something interesting that I wanted to share with you, that's always well received, because it's like, oh, well, that maybe is interesting for me. People don't unsubscribe from that type of message. They don't mark spam on that type of message. They say, I'm going to pay attention the next time this message comes through. Maybe it's not a good fit right now, but that was interesting, and I'm going to follow this person. I'm going to pay attention to what they're saying. So there you go. I like the recaps in the notes there, guys. Omni-channel approach, and always be providing value. Gone are the days where you have the boiler room pressure sales thing. Like nobody appreciates that anymore. Like, ask anyone, nobody appreciates that as being sold to that way anymore. And people want a consultant and they want value. And so no more, hey, just following up. Provide value. Replace that just following up with something interesting for them.
And the omni-channel approach is huge, because think about today, we're living in a world where you're on multiple channels all the time. When you're trying to decide about what you want to watch, there's Netflix, there's Amazon. I mean, there's so many streaming choices. When you're on your phone, you know, you're scrolling through a bunch of stuff. So we're all living in a very fast time. So the reason you're omni-channel is because they may be on that one show, but guess what? They're probably going to be over that other channel in a second, and you've got them on both those channels. So, and the ultimate that we talk about this a lot is you want to have multiple reach outs. It can't just be one and done, or just they might have missed it. So you've got to have this constant being part of their daily flow, which has never been more multi than it is right now. So that's something that you always have to think about.
That one's a classic, right? Fortunes in the follow-up, right? You guys, we've all heard that at this point, and that's where technology and stuff really comes in, because guys, I couldn't imagine trying to manually follow up with everybody that signed up to Dubb. That would be, we would have to have a staff of 20 people sending emails and making calls and doing stuff like that. It would be impossible. So technology makes that possible for you guys. So if you need support to scale your tools to help you with stuff like that, just keep coming back. We'll get you taken care of. Yeah, I'm just moving this to the top of your inbox. Get it all the time, right? And how valuable is that? How much does that make you want to open that email? Nobody wants to open that email. You're like, there's a reason I didn't open it the first time, and I didn't open it the third time you sent it to the top of my inbox. So don't use that subject line. I don't know when that was effective, but I'm just going to move this to trash, right?
Yeah. Thanks for moving to the top of my inbox. I'm going to immediately move it in the trash can. Thank you. Look at on the next one.
Good. All right, guys. Well, any final things, Violet, you want to say before we sign off? Oh, sorry there.
Unmute. No, just that, you know, if this is something you've been on the fence about and you're uncomfortable, just know when you're uncomfortable, that's when the magic happens. When I started making video, I never even thought that one day I'd be teaching it. And that's why I'd be a consultant, you know, and one of the things that I love to teach people to do. So you never know where the door is going to lead you. So just jump in, get help. The Dubb guys are always there to help you. If I could be a resource, I'm here for you guys, and I'm cheering you on your video journey.
Amazing. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you, Violet. Appreciate you. Thanks, Bill. Appreciate you guys. Rob, Ina, thanks for helping us out here. And thank you for those of you that were able to attend and pay attention and have some questions and stuff here. See you guys around soon.